Welcome to Lynchburg Live Media. We're going to try to help you by answering some of the questions that you have about videography services for your wedding. One of the biggest things we get is how to find a videographer, a reputable company. Ask your friends. That's one of the biggest things. Let them tell you about it, the experience, how they worked with your guests, how they worked with your vendors. Look at their video. Watch their video, not a highlight video. Of course, the highlight video is the best of the work. It's going to glamorize their service. You want to see an actual wedding that is produced, where they can't do retakes. They can't just pick the favorite parts. It's actual ceremony and the reception. So check with your friends first. Then go to bridal shows. A lot of really good bridal shows. Talk to the vendors and see their personalities, see their styles. Look at some of their sample work there. Of course, that's their highlights. That's going to be their best work. But you get to see their personalities, and you get to see a little bit about the packages they have to offer you. From there, let's go into some of the questions that you might want to ask them. How long have you been doing wedding videography? That's a good question. You want to make sure the videographer has been doing wedding videos. They may be in business for 10 to 15 years, but doing promotional, sales videos, training videos, music videos. But wedding videos really take a special technique because they can't retake it. They can't walk around, or they shouldn't walk around up on the altar or up in front of the congregation during your ceremony. They should know how to work the wireless systems, to get the best possible audio for you. So you want to make sure they've been doing the video service for weddings for at least 10 years or more, or right around that area. If they just came out of school, mom and dad bought them a camera and an editing system. It's great for somebody on a real tight budget and you're not looking for something creative, you just want it captured. But if you're looking for that video package that is absolutely breathtaking, find somebody that has been in the business and doing wedding videos for upwards of 10 years or more. Do you bring backup equipment with you? That's a great question to ask your videographer. Make sure they have backup equipment comparable of what they'll be using at your ceremony and your reception, for your wedding day. Make sure they have backup audio equipment. Make sure they have a backup person. If that person gets injured or is sick, or a family member is really sick, are you down to one videographer? Make sure they have a backup on that. So definitely ask them. It'll set your nerves, at ease, and it's one less thing you have to worry about. How many DVDs do I get with my package? You definitely want to find this out during, the signing of the contract. Let them spell everything out, and we'll get into that in more details in the next video, in the next clip. But definitely find out, are they going to charge you extra, and how much for extra DVDs? If they're going to charge you $30 to $40 per DVD above what's in the package, you might want to talk to them and might want to look elsewhere. That's a crazy amount of money for something that they already have a master to. $5 to $10 for an extra copy is not a big deal. And also go ask them about the copyrights. Do you have the right to make copies, or your friends? That way you can make as many as you want, send them out to friends and relatives. And we'll also get into, is it a web-based? Can you get a highlight video in a web-based so you can send that out? We'll go and get into that too. Do you contact our other vendors? Finding a video production company that can work with other vendors is critical. I mean, this day is already enough stress in it, and it's chaotic, so you don't need a videographer that can't work with a photographer or a DJ, or has problems in a church following rules. A lot of the churches have rules. Can't walk around the altar, can't walk in front of the congregation. Make sure they're going to abide to those rules. This is your special day. This is your lifetime that you're trying to capture. Don't let this person try to do it their way and ruin your day. Make sure they work well with the photographer. The photographer's got a very important job also. Make sure the videographer doesn't get in the way and there's a conflict there. Make sure they understand the DJ. A lot of DJs love turning the lights off or down low. Is there going to be a conflict? The videographer might start complaining that it's too low of light, and there'll be a big conflict there. So you definitely want to ask them, are you going to contact our vendors? Do you have a problem working with any vendors? That'll be a stress reliever also. That's one thing you don't want to worry about, is a videographer that doesn't want to play nice with others. Why are you a wedding videographer? We get asked that question, but not nearly enough. That question should be right at the top of the list for you. You should talk to them, find out, are they in it just for the money? Are they going to just run in, run out, edit it, and go on to the next wedding and see how many they can do that year? Or you go and talk to somebody that really understands the moment and understands your day, how to capture all the excitement, the emotion, and that you want to cherish this video for years down the road to give to your grandchildren, your children, somebody that's going to put their heart into it, and is not just using it as a business and a money maker. Of course, we have to make money, and you got to make the bills, but somebody that understands the emotion and the excitement and how you really want that video to be cherished for years to come. So you definitely want to ask that question. Put that right at the top of the list and talk to them. It really shows you a personality of the videographer and what they have and what that meaning is to them. Do you have insurance? Now that's a question we rarely get asked, but it's a question you really need to ask. Some of the larger venues, vineyards, different locations, they require vendors to have insurance, and they expect it. If the person doesn't even have a business license or insurance, you might want to stay away from them. Unless you're on a really tight budget and you don't mind having someone's son, videotape it for you, that's great. But, if you're going into a large venue or a vineyard, you definitely want to talk to this person. Make sure they have a business license. Make sure they have insurance. Any reputable videographer will have that and have the documentation to show you. What should be included in my video package? Well, that's a broad question. As a videographer, we get asked that quite often, and that's a loaded question. Some of the things you definitely want to look for is, highlight video. Is it included? And if not, how much? How many videographers at my ceremony? Are you using wireless system? Wireless microphones back to the camera so you can hear the vows and all the interaction between you two. And how many videographers and how long will you be at my reception? Those are critical. If they're not going to be there quite long, then how much are you going to charge extra? Is there a time limit? How long are you going to be at my wedding day? Remember, your time limit doesn't start at the ceremony. It may start an hour before, and you eat up an hour between your ceremony and reception, so you only have a little bit left for your reception. So try to find a videographer that will include, no time limit at the reception. So talk to them about that. So if they say 6 hours, remember, you're going to be cutting 3 to 4 hours out before you even get to your reception. So I hope some of these questions, helped you out and know what to ask your next videographer. If you're looking for a wedding or you're trying to help a friend find a videographer, definitely drop us a line if you have any questions. We'll be more than happy to help you. Just answer the questions. We're not going to try to sell you anything. We'll just answer the questions honestly. And catch us out at LYNCHBURGLive.com or Facebook is LYNCHBURG Live Media. And we'll talk to you soon. We'll be posting more videos on video production.